This is Influencing the Right Way. Our goal is to raise the standard of the fitness industry. We're out here trying to make people's lives as healthy and as happy as we possibly can. And the only way we're going to do that is if we take it as serious as a medical doctor does. We are here again. It is the Viking with Influencing the Right Way. As always, I've got
Sarah freaking Sloan.
There we go. This is the best one we've had. This is hitting it. This is Influencing the Right Way. What we do here, the intention behind the podcast is to help people understand that we need to raise the standard of the fitness industry. Right now, the way that things are, I believe that it's not bad, but it needs some work. There are people that do this, again, the fitness industry is a job, just something to do. What we do is as important as being a medical professional, as being a doctor, and we need to respect it as such. What we do is we help people live happier, healthier, longer lives, and we got to give some actual real world strategies and tactics to go out and raise the standard in the fitness industry. So let's get it started.
Yeah, so today is, I know earlier you said BHAG and Vision was your favorite day, but I could argue and say today is.
Woo!
We have got a speech from Theodore Roosevelt, the man in the arena, that you quote all the time that has drastically changed our mindset and our ability to get stuff done.
So this is one of the most influential things in my entire life. So I want you to know I am literally making an entire podcast so I can talk about a quote. But it's that important to me. And I am going to, before we knock anything out about it, I'm going to go ahead and read it. Yeah. So I want everybody to really listen to the words that he's using because it's not only poetic, but it's poignant and purposeful. So let's go ahead and jump in. The man in the arena. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, who spends himself in a worthy cause, and who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Woo!
So good.
So I want you to know, literally every time I read it, I get the chills, and it's a little. But let's talk about it for a second. This is a speech given in the 1920s by Teddy Roosevelt while in Paris, actually. And without too much history or context, it has lasted for a long time. Here it is, 2022, and I'm reading it aloud. Mm-hmm. It is something that speaks so true. It's timeless. And a bit about it is just, we all know what it feels like to put ourselves out there. And we know what it feels like to have people criticize us. And we know that it's not just uncomfortable, but it really does keep so many of us, including myself, everybody, from doing the things that we know that we should be doing. Mm-hmm. The reason why we don't talk to that girl, the reason why we don't make that post, the reason why we don't make that sales pitch, the reason why we don't make the right ethical choice and instead choose the short, little, quick pick-me-up is because we're scared. We're scared of putting ourselves out there and being criticized by others. We're scared of failing. Mm-hmm. We're scared of looking like idiots and looking like losers. And I know that everybody's heard this before, but the reason why I find this so impactful is because we all know that putting yourself out there and just going for it, right? The old line, if you miss 100% of the shots, you don't take.
Love it.
Very true, but it takes it a step deeper. It's not about just taking the shot. It's really saying that the people who we should idolize are the people who just go out and try, just going for it.
Yeah. Fall right on their face.
Fall right down.
Get back up and try again.
Because it's easy to point out the person who fails. It's easy to point out the person we disagree with. It's easy to point out the things that we don't like and that we think are dumb. But you know what? Behind that one person who got up there and failed, there are 100,000 people that are not doing a goddamn thing. Those are the people that need the criticism. The person who went out there and took the risk, that's who has my applause. You're the person that I support. And I mean this, even if I disagree with you. This is a lot of where I stem my personal politics from. Yeah, I have my own political opinions, and there are people who I disagree with. But if you really stand behind something and it's a good thing and we just disagree, I'm okay with that. Because you want the world to be a better place. We just disagree about how you get there. And I think it has helped me immensely in everything I do in life.
Yeah, and this relates hugely with the fitness industry. I know you might not see the correlation right now, but you think about it. You are an entrepreneur.
Yep.
You have to go out, find your clients. I mean, you're doing it from the bottom up. Even if you are a part of someone else's fitness training.
Yeah.
It is your job to brand yourself within that. All of you are entrepreneurs.
Because you're doing the sales, the marketing, you're doing the follow-up, you're doing the process. You are a whole encompassed thing in one.
Yeah, and if the mindset is taking a step back and just criticizing everyone else and what they're doing, you're never going to get anywhere with what you're doing.
Nor is it one thing, you're not going to get anywhere, but also it's not the right thing to do. The right thing to do, the moral thing to do, the ethical thing to do is to try.
And so first you have to ask yourself, do I want to be the man in the arena? Do I want to be the person who is just going for it no matter what, doing all it takes, doing the right thing, even if that means messing up and having someone criticize me, reject me, whatever it is? Do I want to be known for the person who is trying no matter what?
Absolutely.
And so if that's the case, then being okay with taking that mental switch of if I fall down on my face, doesn't matter. Let's talk about getting marred in the arena and just getting completely mauled. It's that's okay. But are you out there giving it all it takes of doing the right thing? And that's just a mindset that you have to be okay with switching to.
Absolutely. So I imagine what you're talking about with in the fitness industry is you can be a great trainer and you can learn all that you want. You can get all the certifications. You can do everything that you need. But if you're not going out and shaking people's hands, if you're not meeting people, if you're not talking about your business, if you're not doing those things, you're not helping people. And it's about helping people. You got to get out there and hear 1,000 no's. It's just the way that it is.
People don't know how much you care until they know. What, did I say that right?
People don't care about what you know until they know how much you care.
Man, I tried to nail it.
Say it again one more time for me.
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Boom.
So it doesn't matter all the studying you do. If you're not out there falling on your face and just going for it, doesn't matter what you know. Doesn't matter how much you study. Doesn't matter if you have the perfect workout program. What matters is going out there and just meeting people and helping them.
Absolutely. So, the last part of this, because I want to talk about from the other side. We're talking a lot about you putting yourself out there. And that is important. That's the main thrust of this. But there's actually the other side, which has helped me out a lot in life. There's the man in the arena. But you're not always the man in the arena. A lot of times, you're also the spectator. We watch people on social media. We watch other people, other trainers do their thing. And it's always easy to criticize other people and say, that's stupid. That's dumb. That's not what I like.
Perfect with fitness influencers and trainers is if they don't have the same workout program as you, I hear it all the time. That's not going to work. That's the wrong program. You're doing the wrong thing all the time.
Yep. No, it's like a disease, right? We think that bashing other people because it's different than what we do is going to make people like our thing more. Nothing is further than the truth. Here's the deal. Bashing other people's stuff, it'll get you some growth, but it's limited. There is nobody who's absolutely murdering it who got there by just trash talking other people. You got to have a good product. You got to be out there and be the man in the arena. Mm-hmm. So what I like to take from this, and this is, even outside of fitness, if I see somebody doing something, my first thought is not they're stupid or they're dumb. Even if I don't like what they're doing or whatever, I disagree with it. It's good for them for getting out there and trying. You know what? Maybe they're not doing it right now, but if they keep going, they're going to get it right. Mm-hmm. And this has changed. I cannot state this enough. It has changed my entire life because I don't have negative thoughts. I really mean that. If I see someone, the worst thing that I can think is like, they don't have it yet, but you know what? Maybe I can help them. Maybe I can help them get to the right place. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're an idiot and I need to get away from them.
The exact reason behind this podcast. Maybe people don't have it right, but maybe we can go out there and help them.
Exactly.
And
so
get there.
We could make a podcast talking about how other supplement stores are doing it so fucking terrible and they're all worthless and we're the only guys that are out here doing it the right way.
Don't do it this way. You got to do it this way.
I could make that podcast, but that's not what I stand for and it's not what I'm about. What I'm about is, hey, I figured out some good shit. I want you to take this. I want you to steal it from me. Even if you're my competitor, I want you to have it. Because what I mean when I say I want to raise the standard of the fitness industry is that I want to raise the whole standard for everybody. I want my competition to be better because then it's going to make me better. And if I'm better, I'm going to help more people.
Yeah, and getting there isn't by pointing fingers and criticizing and telling people they're doing it wrong. It's just sharing personal stories, anecdotes. It's shaking hands and figuring out what you can do to help people out. It's taking feedback.
And, and also the analogy here, like what we said at the beginning, that we are medical professionals. We need to see ourselves as doctors. I'll tell you what, if a doctor figures out a new way to treat a cancer, he doesn't keep it to himself. Yeah. He lets other doctors know about how to cure the cancer because it's the right fucking thing to do. Yeah. And that's what you should do.
He doesn't do that by saying, oh, look at these idiots over here doing this thing to try to cure cancer. He's like, you guys, I did it. Come, let's do it together.
Let's do this thing. And that's the way to have it. So, all right, we try to keep these concise. There are our points, right? We read to you the man in the arena. I hope that today you got to take away at least a bit of extra confidence in knowing that if you go and put yourself out there, me and my team, we've got your back. I wish the absolute best for you. And even when you fail, because at times you will, that we support you. So if you got something out of this podcast, if you feel like there was a little bit of value, a pick me up in it.
If you support another person, literally tell them, hey, if you fall flat on your face, I will be there for you and we'll get through it. I'm not going to criticize you.
We will do it together.
Yeah.
Send them this podcast. Send anyone this podcast that could also use that little spark of being the man in the arena.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys. We will see you next time.